Welcome back. We find ourselves now in game number 3, what is potentially the last game for GoOdy. We'll see if he can pull this back. This round is worth €200, and it's worth noting that ForGG has already got €100 from his first round victory. If he wins this, he goes on to fight Mouse Mana, and then TLO, of course, waiting in the finals as the final boss. But that being said, I'm Rifkin, joined today by Zombie Gub and Partoof. It's spawning here in the top right corner of the map. A man who is on his last life. It is from the team ESC Icy Box, the purple Panzer General himself, GoOdy.
In the bottom left, as the red Terran, currently up 2-0, it's going to be Millennium's ForGG.
Who has been very dominatingly handling this series. Although I gotta say, like, whenever you go for a proxy, whenever you go for shenanigans like GoOdy did on Polar Night, it's never really like whether your opponent is better than you, it's whether they can just hold off what you have coming. So I think we've only really gotten a true taste for this matchup in game number 1. I really want to see GoOdy be able to pull this back, though. I really want to get more than 3 games out of this because, of course, I am a huge TVT fan.
Of course. Every Terran is, I think.
But,
anyways.
Well, the problem, too, let's not forget, again, ForGG has literally, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, the best stats in the world according to Aligulac when it comes to TVT. So definitely going to feel confident in this. I don't know if that's just because this is his jam, so to speak, or if he's just fought a million TVTs, so he's got the best practice. I don't know. But he's been handling GoOdy quite well so far. Now, there's a Reaper coming out of ForGG, and a second Rax has been revealed. If this is just straight up 2 Rax Reaper, this is going to be really frustrating for GoOdy to deal with, because sometimes you can just build order loss to this.
It is going to be 2 Rax Reaper, and it can definitely lose you a game. Like, you probably won't GG out, but it can definitely put you in such a behind position. Like, you know, for instance, you do the greatest thing possible, go for like the fastest Banshee. You know, you're going to have a few Marines, especially if you go for a reactor very early. Then you don't have enough Marines for the first Reaper. And the thing about Reapers is that they get more and more powerful. So 1 Reaper isn't that scary,
really quick,
but suddenly
yeah.
3 or 5 is like really scary and can actually snowball into pretty much a winning position.
Yeah, the one reason I was really questioning whether this would still be the 2 Rax Reaper now is because, of course, GoOdy scouted that with the SUV right away. Sometimes that might be enough to be like, you're done for. But going for the factory, going to try and keep it cool. Of course, the nice thing about Yansu is it's actually predictable where the Reapers come in from. Of course, there's a lot of area from the natural to the main, but there's only one small little stepping ladder, if you will, towards the back of the base. So you know where the Reapers will be coming and going. So in that regard, it's not the worst thing to deal with Reapers on this map, but it's also incredibly annoying to deal with Reapers no matter what, period.
Yeah, it's always going to be annoying. Looks like ForGG, I was wondering, because it is scouted, like you said, he was going to stop at 3, which is usually like the, you know, where you want to stop. But you can go up to 5, especially if you catch him by surprise. He's going to go up to, currently he's going to go up to at least 5, yeah. So hopefully after that he'll stop. Sometimes we have seen Terrans go a lot of Reapers.
This is going to be really important. When this first Hellion comes out, he has to pick off one of the Reapers. Because once there's 5 Reapers out, the Hellions aren't that scary. He hasn't moved it over the reactor. In fact, he's reactoring out Marines and gets just barely that Reaper. And that's what he really needed to stop this dead in its tracks. 4 Reapers versus Hellions, a non-issue. 3 Reapers, whatever. 5 Reapers is when it's scary, but even then, that's not going to happen anymore. ForGG is looking to transfer out of this, going to play Bio this time, an extra Rax being added on as well as a command center. But GoOdy, it's not like he fell behind this. He's also got his command center on the way, just chose to open with Hellions instead of Bio, and it worked out for him.
Yeah. Getting that Hellion's pretty key in the defense, and he knew that, so once you have it, you can kind of, you know, feel at ease, know that it's not really going to do anything, just to be careful not to let them completely run past your army and get a lot of free SCV kills, because right now the Reaper's kind of useless. Like, not going to be used for a whole lot. Even in defense, they're not going to be that powerful, so you could just suicide them in and try and get as many SCVs as possible, and maybe keep 1 alive for, like, future scouting.
Even then, I don't know how well that'll work. The Reapers are, of course, going to go down to these Hellions pretty quickly. He might get, like, a couple of SCVs if GoOdy's not paying attention, but, yeah, gets a Marine, gets out.
Yeah, he can keep doing this too. Like, it's up to him really once he wants what he wants to do. Because even doing this is keeping GoOdy like on his toes, like constantly spread out in his main base, as opposed to actually taking that natural as fast as possible.
Now, one thing that's combination scary but going to work out for him, ForGG playing Bio like this will not have a Banshee out to actually fight or anything like that. So GoOdy, if he decides to go for the Banshee, will have that much going for him, but no, actually going to go for a medevac here. We're going to elevator some Hellions to his opponent's base. Kind of a cute move, expecting his opponent to, I guess, have a lot at the top of the ramp. But as we see, ForGG's positioned in the area that you would expect Hellions to get dropped at in the first place.
We have not seen Banshees in this too. I mean, we saw like a proxy Banshee and a delayed Banshee from 4G last game, but honestly, it was you always expect a lot of Banshees. One player always goes for a Banshee, the player goes for a Viking in almost every single series. But these guys really both preferring a lot of Hellions. Reapers, by the way, go down, all of them, every single one. Good catch for GoOdy. Doesn't have to be afraid of pushing out and being backstabbed.
Well, Marine's going to poke on forward here to the front of the base to defend. This will actually open a bit of a hole if you look at the vision of ForGG for a second. The position on that barracks is actually incredibly important. There's almost no dead space in the base, so he's not going to unload without being seen. Now, that doesn't mean this is going to be any easier for him. Marines on the front lines will take some damage, but rather than hit and running, GoOdy taking the fight straight up. Not how you supposed. Oh, that is not how you're supposed to use Hellions, and that's going to cost him most of his Hellions.
And a delayed scan. I don't know why. But I guess you wanted to be like, hey, were there more units? And yeah, actually there were on top. 4GG was well aware that there could be a run by, plus that's free damage, because they can't see it on the high ground, obviously.
Now there's this one small area GoOdy could try unloading in, but with the Marines moving out, it looks like he's going to be on top of this. Looking around to see what else could come. Will miss this coming into the main, just barely, but sees it now. How many SCVs?
A lot of damage. Oh, GoOdy's not really... surprising that he didn't try and do any more, but I guess he wants to save them for later use as opposed to giving them away on the off chance he gets that ultimate shot.
Big thing there too, he saw Stim. I don't know if he had actually seen the extra barracks yet. Let me check the vision here. Yeah, he'd only seen the 2 racks as they scattered earlier. Without the tech lab, didn't know if this was going to be focused bio or not. I mean, he did see Marauders out, so I guess maybe he could have assumed off that. But now knows for sure, especially with the stim pack investment, 100% bio. Now, unfortunately for GoOdy, he doesn't have those tanks that they would normally expect to have on the high ground to deal with this push. Yes, there's a lot of Hellions, and the Marines will certainly fall. Actually, I don't think it's going to be that good for ForGG. I thought he had way more with this.
Depends on how GoOdy takes this. Okay, yeah, he does go down and prepares for the attack. I was afraid that he could take it in chunks, but yeah, this will not go well. His spread on the Marines is really good. The Hellions are literally only hitting 1 per, which is not what you want, so he trades pretty decently.
Oh,
bunker!
Let's see if he got there just as it died. I'm sorry.
The medevacs are probably the biggest investment for ForGG to lose. That's the only thing I'll say.
A little bit rough, but of course, let's not forget with the engagement GoOdy had taken early at the bottom of the ramp. That only just barely sets 4GG behind. It's not a crazy loss, but this is specifically why you see Mech being favored in this matchup, guys. Marines, which are your cheap go-to, nice units to make, that was without Blue Flame. GoOdy is now getting Blue Flame, and these Marines are going to die even faster. The one advantage you have to mech, or sorry, bio over mech, you're infinitely more mobile than your opponent. Dropping, picking off things here and there, as long as you avoid a straight-on fight, usually you can win the game. But someone like GoOdy, who's very good at turtling up, will probably not allow you to engage without getting caught.
Yeah. I also feel that this is a much better game for GoOdy than both game 1 and 2 so far, so I'm feeling pretty good about GoOdy's hopes, especially if he continues, taking those decent trades and staying very calm. Is he getting a 3rd command center right now? Did he already build it? No, he's not getting a 3rd command center. Oh, Rifkin.
This is, sorry about that.
Tisk tisk.
I don't know, it's just the connection I'm on. It's gotta deal with what I gotta deal with. Tanks on the high ground now will be much better suited for holding off his attack. They're actually gonna move him to Logan. It actually chokes off his ramp. GoOdy is actually gonna keep any reinforcements from matching into this fight. Hellions on the high ground cannot move forward. And when the tanks goes down, he really needed those extra 3 Hellions to soak the damage on the front lines. I mean, 4GG being able to push in on top of the tank like that should never have happened. But landing the Vikings will clean this up. And again, 4GG takes a very not good engagement. Let's just be frank.
This is a good map so far. 4GG keeps trying to find decent trades by going head-on and just is always choked off and just dies. And it's really... I feel like with a different map, maybe 4GG has a better concave and he gets out of there quicker or something like that, but nothing's going right for 4GG. And it's not that he's only good playing mech versus mech. His Hellions aren't why he's good. Like, he also showcases some really good bio versus mech, just not this game.
Yeah, this is just... I feel like he wanted to cause damage way too much. Like, I don't know if it was just the drop pissed him off or he just wanted a quick game or something, but I think finally he's realized he can't keep making these sort of trades that he's been making this game. Staying a little bit more at home, securing his own 3rd for the time being. Maybe we'll try and pull ahead in this regard, but oh no. If GoOdy had scanned and saw nothing here, he could have run into that natural mineral line and easily sacrificed those Hellions to get almost all the SCVs.
You know what might have happened is 4G expected GoOdy to go for a faster third command center, not have nearly as much units as he did, because GoOdy's only just now getting a third command center. But even
GoOdy's
still,
tanks are in a bad spot. Even sees Janop, he's on the bottom of the cliff, and he's not really that covered from the Marauder fire. We'll take out most of the initial Marines, but with the Hellions gone, the Marines are actually a bigger threat here than the Marauders, and 4GG will clean this up.
Yeah, it was very important that he, took a few units and put them right up next to the tanks, because it soaked up most of the tank fire. So it actually gave him enough time to go ahead and clean that up. So very nice by 4GG. He's still not up in supply where you would want to be.
Oh, this Hellion run by at the third.
Oh god,
sorry, it gets right on in there, and so many of these SCVs are gonna up, and the blue flame is good.
It is good.
But I don't know if that's really enough to even make up for that deficit, though. That was a big misengagement outside that natural base, and what really irks me is I've seen GoOdy do, like you said, pretty good things in the past, but I don't like the way he's been using his tanks this game. They've been what I can only best describe as clumsy at best.
Oh, 4GG's going into Banshee. That is bold, considering that he, for the most part, has been lacking on the air dominance. We'll probably be looking to really up his Viking count as well, hopefully.
I think this will actually work out quite nicely, though. He's recognized that he's killed enough of GoOdy's Vikings at this point, and of course, when you play mech, you typically don't have Thors out this early, so with a very limited anti-air, could strip away tanks with a couple of Banshees. Doesn't even need to overinvest, like 2 or 4 at the most.
Yeah, I think it will work out, because he is also getting that air dominance, and GoOdy, as we can see, like on the production tab, nothing's happening as far as Viking or Starport production, because he figures nothing should happen, right? Like, I can only focus on tanks and Marines now, or Hellions.
Precisely.
Oh, should we say that? He starts producing more Vikings. I don't know if he saw something or just figured, well, that's a possibility that he gets air dominance, but he has started it again. It's still probably too late, though. Oh, Hellions! Once again in the third. They get some nice shots, but the trades have been pretty even, both sides.
Yeah, back at home, GoOdy manages to hold this off. Last couple tanks will kill a couple more Marauders, but as we just saw from 4GG, there's a reason people hesitate to take this third, and it's because you can siege it. Anything with range can hit it from the low ground, of course. You put a couple siege tanks around the backside of either of these bases, and they're pretty much done for. I'm surprised we didn't see GoOdy push for that base, to be honest, but Viking's going to come on in with these. Well, it's only 2 Banshees, but it's enough. There's no anti-air. That turret's not done. This is going to kill these tanks.
This might be a kill blow, honestly.
I really think it will be. The Vikings don't stand a chance, and if GoOdy has to pull his tanks back, then he can't fight the army head-on. Storming on into the third base is 4GG, but there's more tanks behind this, and I don't think he was anticipating it. There are still more Banshees rallying forward, and even less anti-air for GoOdy than before. This base is absolutely forfeit.
Yeah. He would lift it, but there's so many Vikings that it wouldn't matter either way. It is completely gone. The SCs will also die. GoOdy looks to be going for a counterattack, but what do you expect to do with a counterattack when Banshees kill everything in your army?
Oh no. Thors are going to be popping out at home, but we've actually got landed Vikings alongside the Banshees. This will shut those Thors down pretty nicely. But as you said, that counterattack looking pretty darn good. I don't know if it's good enough to base trade, though, much less base race.
No. I mean, 4G just send like 2 reinforcement Banshees over there, and the whole army will die. He just hasn't thought of it yet. They're still rallying across the map. Now there we go. Finally sends all the Banshees back, and that's all he needs. GoOdy's gonna lose this game, straight up.
He just lost his starport too, so any chance of coming back from this is pretty much gone. Yeah, on top of that, Thor, no chance to defend at home. Last Viking will not go down despite the SCV pull, and looks like despite the base trade, despite GoOdy's best efforts, guys, 4GG will lock down another 3-0 sweep and secure another €200, bringing up to €300 earned so far today.
GG.
Game.
So the 2 things that really happened right there that are important were the failed siege up at the natural. If that hadn't been cleaned up, it could have done pretty good damage, and also the surprise Banshee switch. You really don't expect a bio player.
No, not that late in the
like
game
that.
either. Like, you expect Banshees to come early through bio even, but not at the 14, 15-minute mark. So nice. It was a really nice play out of 4GG. That being said, guys, Mana will be coming up next. Mouse Mana versus 4GG will be our next best of 5. It'll be worth €300 for that best of 5. But as promised, we're going to do a bit of a base raid before we go to ads. Now, for those who don't know what a base raid is, it's basically we go to another streamer's channel, we give them some love, and basically tell them we're coming from Base Raid TV. The person we are going to raid is going to be Loco, who's casting the EES at the moment. So if you guys want to go there, I'm spamming his Twitch chat here in our chat. Come join me on Loco's stream, and Well, I want to see the Ace Kates and I want to see the ZGs and whatever else you can have. Base raid with a heart. Loco, what's he casting here? It's oh, Mouse Sports versus Complexity. Oh, Filter's casting. I thought Filter just finished having like a goodbye post or something. Base
Goodbye
raid, yeah.
forever.
Yeah. Guys, I want to see your Kappas. I want to see your Frankers. I want to see your Ace Kates. Get over to Loco's chat right now and come hang out with us. We're going to just play some ads up when we get the next series on Base Trade TV, so you're not missing a damn thing. Go watch this series while it goes on, and if you like it, you can always stick around and follow his channel, but at the very least, let's go give him a visit. So, Loco TV while we get this next series up.
I feel really bad, but I've never heard us filter before he quit.
Yeah, I knew him because a fellow Canadian.
Of course, you all know each other.
I'm loving the chat. I love, by the way, that we just literally doubled Loco's numbers. You guys are the fucking best.
I'll be right back.
This chat is a disgrace to mankind. No way. This chat over on Loco's stream is the best right now.